Welcome back, everyone. Hope you've had a great week. If you find that you are that type of partner, spouse, wife, significant other that has a tendency to pick and nag at your spouse or partner, what I share today may help you. And at the end of the day, if we're being completely honest with ourselves, we never feel good after the fact when we are hounding someone. That's another great word, just hounding your husband, right? Pick, nag, nag, nag. And many women have this tendency, right? And what happens is it simply is nothing more than a bad habit. At some point in the relationship, you started to nag and he didn't put a halt to it. Probably because at the time, he knew better, right? He knew better. I'm going to keep myself out of the doghouse, right? Does this sound familiar? And he may not admit to it, but it's probably how it all started, how it began, right? It began with a little bit here or there, and then it became a habit, right? I'll share a little history here. I would say that in my early marriage to Paul, now we've been married for 32 years. Again, we have 5 children. Our oldest is just about, well, she'll be 30 here in just a few days or a couple of weeks. And our youngest is 17. She'll be 18 this December. 5 beautiful daughters. Looking back, I wouldn't classify myself as an extreme nagger because I was uncomfortable witnessing that. I remember not being a fan of the nagging women. If Paul and I observed that from other couples, it really bothered me. So I wouldn't say that I was terrible at nagging, hounding, nitpicking, but I definitely did my share. Now, if you were to ask Paul if he thought that I was a nag earlier in our marriage, if you know Paul and his disposition, he's very, very easygoing. And that was probably to my favor. And we're both easygoing now, but I did the work to get there. I did a lot of work to become an easygoing person. I'm way more easier going than I was in my early marriage. But I'd be willing to bet that he would say, no, Tracy's never really been a nag. I really do believe that. So that's why I'm sharing that. It wasn't significant, but for me, it was just too much. And I am so happy that I shifted that lens and that I chose to step into my power and show up differently. But it is a problem for a lot of people. And not only can this happen with your spouse or your partner, it can also happen with your children, where you just get into this habit of hounding them, nag, 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 pick about everything. And you have to be careful because people will tune you out. It makes complete sense that they would. They turn a deaf ear to that because it's happening all the time. So how do you correct something like that? Well, like I always say, it's exercising that muscle. You have to see that you have a problem. You have to see that you have a tendency or a bad habit, or you are just conditioned to do something. But when you've been doing it for so long, it's really hard to stop. And there's fear. Yes, fear. Imagine that. I talk about fear all the time. Talked about it in my recent video. There's fear about showing up differently because it's going to be noticeable. If you choose to show up differently in your relationship, they're going to notice and they may ask about it, and it's an awkward conversation, and at the end of the day, you feel ashamed anyway, right? So that's one part of it. You have to get through that. Again, we don't grow without discomfort. You have to welcome the discomfort. That's part of putting on the big girl pants. That's part of stepping into your power, is getting uncomfortable. So welcome the discomfort. Because on the other side is growth. And on the other side is a more fulfilling relationship with your spouse. Because when you quit nitpicking and nagging, it is going to change the dynamics of the relationship. It makes complete sense that it would. Here's a good practice, though, to start exercising that muscle. Whenever your spouse or partner does something that your tendency would be to pick or nag, right? Catch yourself. Learn the art of pause. Pause is very difficult for people that just are not acclimated to it. Get very comfortable and start implementing pause. You'll have your chance to nag if you really need to, but pause and process is what I share with my clients all the time. Pause and process. Process what took place and what it really requires for you of how to respond to that. Pause, process, and ask yourself, will this make a difference? Whatever he did, he or she, whatever they did, will it make a difference in a month, in a year, in 3 years, in 5 years? And yes, a lot of things will make a big difference, no question. And you have to identify. Sorry, I wanted to shut my my volume off on or mute my computer just in case. A lot of things are big. They're big topics in a relationship, and they do need to be addressed, but nagging and picking is not working. It's not working because he or she, your partner or spouse, has turned the deaf ear, which makes complete sense that they would. Right? And so you don't get anywhere. So all your picking and nagging and hounding is counterproductive because nothing is happening. You want to be more efficient and effective in your communication. So quit, stop, refrain from nagging, picking, hounding over the small, insignificant things in life. A great example, I can just use this one. I load a dishwasher much different than my husband and my 17-year-old, much different. That doesn't mean that they're wrong and I'm right. To me, how I do it is right for me. How they do it is right for them. And at the end of the day, we all load it. Every single one of us. There's only 3 of us in the home, but we all load the dishwasher. If we dirty a dish, every one of us rinses our dish and puts it in the dishwasher. I have nothing to complain about. That's beautiful. But I also expect it just as it's expected from me. It's just the way we've always done things raising our family. Dirty dishes don't get left in the sink unless the dishwasher clearly needs to be unloaded. But how they load a dishwasher, yes, I can honestly say drives me crazy. I load from the back. I start from the back and I move forward. It's just the way I do it. I also can get a lot of dishes in there. And considering the fact that we rinse our dishes, they're pretty clean going in there. There's no residue on the dishes. So I will really load that baby. They don't. And they have things all over the place. And again, it doesn't mean I'm right. I am for me, but I'm clearly probably not right for them. I probably drive them crazy how I load the dishwasher and unloading it as well. I have a system and I know where things go. But I'm just happy to have other people pitch in and help unload the dishwasher. It is such an insignificant thing to get bent out of shape about, but you'd be amazed. You'd be amazed how many women, moms, wives, partners, get so bent out of shape over something little like that. Is it going to matter in a year? Is it going to matter in 1 month? Is it going to matter in five months, 5 years, 10 years? Absolutely not. It's not going to matter. It's insignificant. It is not worth your time. And even if you did show them how you would like it done, because they don't see their way as wrong and your way as right, it's not going to make sense to them. A lot of the nitpicking and nagging is the power struggle that I'm right, you're wrong. Well, how about we just collaborate and we all get the job done? How you clean and tidy is going to look different than your partner. How you vacuum is going to look different than your partner, your spouse. How you fold laundry is going to look different. It's okay. Say, it's okay. I don't need to place so much value on something so small and insignificant. But if money keeps disappearing from the bank account and it's getting spent in areas that the two of you have not agreed upon, completely different. But I'm not saying nagging, picking, hounding is the way to troubleshoot that. You have to IDS it. Identify, discuss, and solve, and that requires communication. I use IDS, identify, discuss, and solve all the time in my coaching, especially when I'm working on a topic with couples. Often I just have one of the party, not both, but we still want to identify, discuss, and solve, right? What is the goal here? The goal is to get the job done and to let go of the power struggle, right? This is a great message. It really is a great message because it really is a big problem. I know that because many of my clients admit to the fact that they do this, and they struggle because they want everything done their way. Who says you're right? Who says you're right and who says they're wrong? So chew on that one for a bit. Some last minute notes to tie up loose ends here is next Tuesday, August 1st, 3-week intense for Q3 starts. I would love to have you join. If you're registered, you would have already gotten the information meeting and you would have gotten the video replay of the 3-week intense Q&A that I did live last Saturday. You would have gotten that already. You can still register up until next Monday, July 31st, the day before we start, but I would get on it so you can get all of your material so that you can be ready to go for 21 powerful step into your power days on 3-week intense. So join that party. Join that party. Join the Facebook group page. You'll get a link to join that. Haley, my business manager, will welcome you in, and I will be coaching you for 21 days straight on the Facebook group page, so check it out. And welcome back to all the previous members. Many have already signed up. Also, next week, next Saturday, August 5th, the Time Blocking Masterclass starts. This runs the entire month of August. There's 4 components, 3 videos, and a live Q&A. With the masterclass, if you would like to get more productive with your systems, because it's all about systems and routines, building strong habits as well, which is more 3-week intense. But if you want to dial in on becoming more productive and efficient with your time and learning the art to say no to other people's agenda that pulls you in or the distractions that keep you from stepping into your power, the Time Blocking Master Class is for you. So look forward to having you there. Links to everything will be in the description box below today's video, including any outfit or beauty details, but weigh in. Weigh in on today's topic. Do you find that you have a tendency to nag, jab, pick, hound your spouse, your husband, your partner, your significant other? What about your children? And is it getting you anywhere? Are you exhausted? Are you exhausted already? One of the things that I look back at, I look back and I think about the times that I did nitpick and nag, especially raising small children, and how I liked things my way. And I love that I shifted that lens. I had to. We had 5. At some point, I had to give it up. Give it up. Who cares? Who cares if he even uses soap when he gives the kids a bath? I don't want to know. Or there was always a trail. When it was bath night, he would give them a bath and do a good job, but then the trail, the towels, the clothes, peppered all over the bathroom, right? Is it going to make that big of a difference? I just communicated, right? I learned the art of saying, hey, do you mind going in there and tidying up the bathroom? I'm going to read them a bedtime story. Let's be a team, right? Let's be a team. If you've got a nag in the house, if one of the two is pick, 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 nag, 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 you'll never be a team. Right? And your relationship will be compromised. And who are you going to spend the rest of your life with? You may as well thrive and survive. But weigh in. Would love to hear what you have to say about today's topic. Be sure to subscribe. Please like this video so that we can get, I don't know, make some movement here, because some changes are coming if some things don't change. But anyway, I will let you go. Enjoy your final weekend of the month, and I will see you next week on YouTube. Paul and I are off to Boston and Newport, Rhode Island right now. As you watch this, actually, we should be on our way driving right now as this video publishes to Newport, Rhode Island. So we are looking forward to that. But I'll be back right here on YouTube next week. So I'll see you there, and be sure to watch me on Instagram stories so you can be in the know on my vacation. All right, take care.